Kurwa, ledy mi się odklejają.
Jaka jest jakość? Paliłem już.
Odpaliłeś?
O.
Witam wszystkich widzów.
FPS-y nie skaczą, zgubionych klatek na razie nie ma. Będziemy to monitorować. Nie wiem, czy to jest podgląd z Twitcha, czy to... Ach,
Ale
nowa
co
gra
takiego?
na normalnym... Na Streamlabsie. Jakość twojej transmisji... Dobra.
Why stay
Yes, sir.
earthbound when prosperity
Okay,
awaits you
czyli
in the
są napisy,
stars?
nie?
Come to
Polskie
Halcyon,
dubbing.
the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
O, fajny typunio. Grę mam całą na ultra. Tak mi ustawiło automatycznie.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line.
Cieszyć.
Disgraceful.
A co musisz ściszyć?
Grę muszę ściszyć. Anulowanie tworzenia postaci. Nie chcę anulować. Po stworzeniu postaci ściszę ciało. Dobra. Dobra, dajmy sobie. A, dobra.
You are
Dobra.
going to paint this system red, my friend. I hope we haven't lost that silver tongue to frostbite. A physician? Not many of you left.
Wait. Kurwa, wolę na kobietę patrzeć. Pieskie brew. Ty? Ile tu jest włosów? Łysa Michał. To mi się. Zarost? Cechy. Spoko. Wiek. A, coś tu. Dalej. Jakieś imię dla postaci. Kobiety. Masz jakiś pomysł?
Ale do jakiej gry?
No ogólnie imię dla postaci. Dla kobiety.
Imię?
No?
Polskie czy
Obojętnie.
polskie? No na przykład
Iwona.
Iwona daj, albo Elżbieta.
Iwona. Potwierdź. Nie chcę zmienić imienia. Dalej. Dalej.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Silnik się rozdupił.
Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down to 90%. Skip drive
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Fajnie.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be
Okay.
your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
I wyjebaliśmy się gdzieś na ziemi.
W jaką grę ty grasz?
No zobacz. Po co jest to?
Ile?
Ojej.
You've landed good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's
Zabiłem kogoś.
Is that him? Oh, that idiot.
Pewnie
I
w
told him to
Valorancie.
plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding
Ale
it.
wiem, że graficzkę będę musiał Cieciu chyba obniżyć, albo to sensitivity jest tutaj takie pojebane.
Hawthorne won't mind you.
CVT.
Graficzkę. Ten dźwięk.
Taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing.
Ale tu się dziwi. Strasznie dziwi. Kontrol, żeby Okej. Teraz gry w ogóle nie słychać. Cudownie.
Ale co?
Jak jest głośno, to jest głośno, a jak ma być cicho, to nie. Po co? O, teraz jest. Co to za stwory tu łażą? Turki jakieś uciekają. Bez kitu. Ktoś się tu wyjebał? Mogę go zlutować? Mogę. Fajny RPG. No to jest taki RPG ogólnie. Pierdalam, to mnie chce zajebać.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Co mi coś ktoś... Hop. No i segierę pewnie złamałem. W jakiej wysokości?
Hey, you, come here.
Kogo do ciebie?
You've tried the best now.
U mnie? Co?
Nie, no.
Now try
Powiedział,
the
że come here.
Spacer's choice.
Aha.
Na śledź spokojnie. Mamy... O,
Looks like the bleeding
na tym
stopped.
poziomie. I
I owe you one.
umiejętność
Hope you don't
powiększona.
mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds? of that,
Takie
right?
gry to ja mogę streamować.
Barely
Nic
scraped by
mi.
with my life.
Neta nie
Probably
zużywa,
would have
bo to
blocked off
single
the
player.
exit with those cannons.
O kurde.
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
To nie głupi.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun.
Lepszy.
Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Oh.
You hit your head or something?
To będzie
You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Ale mam pistolet, ty.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Ryba, ty. Arcie w ogóle leży tak... Balane. Czułeś obniżyć. Jedna. Dobra. Tyk. Mogę tu za. Nie ta. To dostaje jakieś ataki. Taktyczne spowolnienie. O kur... Tysycy? Taktyczne spowolnienie na Q. O kurde. Ruderzy jak... Już wszystko. Jak to w RPGach wszystko się... Chowanie, otwieranie zamku. Ale potrzebuję jakby... Zdania. Kostur teleskopowy. Jeszcze jakieś żebełko. Kolejny maruder. Jeszcze? I cyk, do widzenia. Prawda, warto... Zapis ekwipu.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you
Jesteś.
came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts. And worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. out of your mind? No way. Once we've dealt with these marauders, I'm hunting that sick freak down. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go. I'm gonna get in their face!
Sniper Elite. Fajnie. O nie, swoje przyjebałem przypadkiem. To do mnie strzela. Czemu ona... Czemu ona mnie zaatakowała? Apteczkę. Apteczka.
Czekaj, ty nie masz żadnej rozrywki na live.
I?
Nie wiem, jakiegoś ciekawego czegoś.
Czego brakuje?
Coś śmiesznego, żeby ludzie przychodzili, moim zdaniem, nie? Powinno być coś śmiesznego.
No do takiego śmiesznego.
No nie wiem. A jak wchodzisz na jakiegoś streamera, to co cię u niego zatrzymuje?
Wkurwia na przykład jak otwiera paczki w FIFA.
No to otwieraj paczki i się wkurwiaj.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlock.
Ona procedura zniszczenia.
All boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience. and
Typowe
your honesty.
AI.
I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Oczywiście.
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Dowodzik. Umie. Punktów. Okej. Potwierdź. Estos. Końca. A tu jest podstawowa wytrzymałość. Dziennik. A kim ty jest?
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here? Accidentally, brutally shot themselves, huh? Unbelievable. Second time this month. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt. Is that an official Spacer's Choice spacecraft on an official Spacer's Choice landing pad? Do I look like an automechanical sanitation unit? The answer to both questions is no. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice. Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag, go talk to Silas over by the cemetery.
Komentarzu. Ładna ta gra. O, Maria.
Huh? I said I'll
Wiedziałeś, że na rączkę od wózka widłowego na niuku da się wskoczyć, ale na ten czujnik prądu już nie?
O! Tuku?
No, na respie te.
Tam z tyłu.
No nie aż tak z tyłu.
Nie wiem.
Where'd you come from?
To nie powiem ci. O, ładnie to
To wygląda ładnie?
woda.
Dlaczego?
Bo tak się fajnie odbija. Jak ci tam idzie?
Wyszukuję sobie meczyk.
Już ustawiłeś wszystko?
No.
Meczyk w sensie dead meczyk.
Nie, meczyk.
Już nabiłeś drugi?
Mhm. Jak będziesz tu miał wyższą rangę niż na mainie, to przepraszam, no ale... To nie moja wina, nie? Jestem za
Tak.
dobry po prostu.
Może czasami też będę sobie tam grać.
Ale gdzie?
Na tym koncie.
Aha, tutaj.
Na przykład będziesz w robocie czy coś.
No, czemu nie?
No
Zawsze to tam szybciej troszeczkę, nie?
Te 2000 expa czy tam.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator.
Zależy jeszcze, czy jest
Wearing a
bonus
marauder's outfit is in very
do PD.
I do wish
A,
you'd show
za
your
tygodniową
uniform a little more
mecz.
respect.
Tam wygraną.
Mhm.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run
No,
away
tylko
with
najpierw
my
muszę
wits.
10 wygrać, nie żebyś mógł tu grać. W sensie, wiesz o co chodzi.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented.
Jak będziesz na tym koncie, to weź ustaw uspa, bo nie chce mi się zmieniać, a ust jest lepszy, nie?
I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Jakbyś mógł.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I'm
Ranga
glad
po
to hear
10
that.
wygranych zależy
Best
od
of
tego,
luck
ile
to
masz
you.
fragów
And
w
thank you
meczu,
again
czy
for your
ile
help.
wygrasz
It
meczy.
means a lot to ask of a stranger.
Chyba
I
to
know.
i to. Aj mi. Ujęcia zostałem na boksie.
Jakie?
Coś tam przyjaciele czy tam towarzysze.
Ty nie masz Xboxa, to o czym ty mówisz?
No, Xbox, ta aplikacja taka, wiesz. Powiem to z pasa boksowego.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk?
Po pierwszej rundzie chłop u nich opuścił mecz i dostał karę czasową.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only
Ile masz
side
widzów
of
na
it.
streamie?
Dużo, fuj.
Ile? Jednego?
2000.
Nie no, jak mam strzelać, to pewnie masz jednego.
Nie.
A ile?
Ani nie jednego.
Naprawdę?
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Trafili mi się bardzo słabi przeciwnicy.
No, nawet nie.
Co?
Nawet nie masz chyba co włączyć.
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson.
No, po 2 rundach
All I know
nikt
is
u nich
she
killa nie
left
zrobił,
after
więc
sundown.
wiesz.
A real big to do. I could hear
A
the
ja
roof
mam
yelling
2
clear from
kile.
my own place. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Wiemy do...
Postaram się mieć 0 deadów przez cały mecz.
Pastor, a tu... Pastorka chce. Kościół. Dobrze.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others, the ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Fajne. A, jakie. Już. Ten dom. jakiś.
What's that noise?
Here they come!
Planować. Ale tak. Gdzie? I... Co? Drzek. Leżę.
I'm on my way.
Ty, co mają? Czemu jak nogi ujeba? Aha. Oh, excuse. Czemu ta apteczka w ogóle jest na F?
Nice.
Ja mam książkę do tego typa. Ciekawe, czy zapisy z tego można pobierać z tuta.
Ja nie wiem nawet.
Chyba można.
Czemu chciałeś pobrać?
Tak, pobrać i na YouTube'a wstawić. Węże to słyszę.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
A to jest to, my...
Get ready.
Processing.
Beczki tutaj. Strzelam. Wezmę sobie karabin. O ciebie, kobieta. Snajperka to jest mocna. Nie mam amunicji. Na beczki. Hełm. Wejdziemy na siłę. Głowy masz.
Unexpected noise investigation.
On szybki. Masz słabe miejsca, typy. Pa. Jadę. O, tu jest.
Easy.
A, jakoś. 40.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Uraz paszczur. Paszczur. Paszczur, paszczur.
Security.
That's the last of them. Okay, going quiet.
Mi się tylko to, że od nisko.
Unexpected performance.
Dajcie tak trochę zajedę. Teczka na.
Go away, Phantom! Get away! Go away, Phantom!
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Atakuj go.
searching for. Incoming!
Nie. Mam bronić.
The last. Once we do.
Hold on.
Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning.
Nie wiem nikogo ostrzeżeć. Pegać.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
To się cieszę, że skończyłeś.
Kto, co?
Bo pierdoli mi, żebym pogadał z kimś, zanim przekieruję gdzieś prąd, że odetnę ten prąd, że mam go uprzedzić.
Tak?
Kieruj prąd, kontynuuj. Na nadbrzeże.
To jest kurwa.
Co?
Zobaczyłem sobie sparingowe mapy, nie chcę tego grać. Środkowo.
I figured whoever cut off that power was gonna come here to salvage something. Too smart to be a marauder. That must mean Reed sent you. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
I've seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. to everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. Would you? I'd be grateful. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. I mentioned those manuals on mechanical engineering. Suppose if I had one of those, I could go back to read and make a real case for myself.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Jakiś typ jedzie do samochodu, pakuje hulajnogę w bagażnik. Jedzie.
Tak?
O. Lecił tą hulajnogą, tym światełkiem.
Could do without the gallows.
Zrobiłem ace'a w pistoletówce na keszu. Wejść to?
Ładnie. Jary.
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
Oh.
She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Dałem.
Oj, Trekot, nawet nie wiem, czy nie będziesz musiał dzisiaj dograć tych 2 meczy. Bo dostaję taki team, że ja mam 7 fragów, drugi ma 1 i reszta 0. No, a ja sam meczu nie wygram.
To działa. Muszę dać tak, o. Będzie git wtedy. Dobra. Miałem iść do tego typu na górze. Muzyka jak to w windzie. Co tam, Reed?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. You mean you don't know? Why, Monarch, of course. Spacer's Choice ran a mighty fishing enterprise on that world. As it so turns out, Saltuna do not take as readily to the waters of Terra 2. Scrawnier than their Monarch cousins. Forces us to pack our cans with additives, you see. Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate. Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that. This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude. I appreciate. Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my best for this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's, come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended.
Udało się.
Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Nie mogę się stąd stepać. Żeby wyjść z miasta. Fajnie, mapa mi się nie chce załadować. Zaraz.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Ale teraz mam za to bardzo łatwy mecz.
You telling me you did all this just to
Zegarek.
put me in charge of Edgewater?
Jakiś.
Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Okej. A, tu mogę jej ten dać. Okej. Back to the sheep.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
Droga, jak często wchodzisz na Instagrama?
Nie wiem, zależy jak mi się chce.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Co, byś mnie osłaniała, wyjebałeś się 3 razy w ciągu, gdy tu chodziliśmy.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
Wiesz, do 27 ten?
Co?
Do 27 kwietnia codziennie masz 10 super lajków na Tinderze.
Że tego dnia, czy jak to jest?
No każdego dnia masz dyszkę. Do 27.
Do 27, który jest?
23.
Kurwa.
Captain,
A, zaszaleli.
Captain, do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Mogę tę broń jakoś schować? Nie? Okej. Oj, kolejne osiągnięcie.
can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Naprawiłem statek.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Świetnie.
Aha, there you are. Hail and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there.
Zapowiada się pierwszy
Experiencing
wygrany
any,
mecz na dzisiaj, Drakat.
unnatural drift?
Brawo.
Perfectly normal side effect
Mam
of thorns,
7-0.
I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying.
Każdy mecz jest
The
dobry,
chairman,
bo za
the
każdy
minister,
mecz
and
jest
all
exp.
their lackeys on the board are to
Co
blame.
jest?
Za każdy mecz jest exp, więc każdy mecz jest dobry.
If we can revive the hope
Dlaczego?
No bo za każdego masz PD.
undo the board's mistakes,
A, no tak.
they can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me
To fakt nie.
find the chemicals.
Nie myślałem o tym w ten sposób w sumie.
Co tak wyjść, bo nie trzeba wygrywać, ważne, że się gra.
Wygrywać?
Nie wiem, czy za wygrany jest więcej.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Kapuję, kapuję. Mam jakieś questy fajne. Rozmawiaj, znajdź zasłonę graficzną. Okej. Gdzie tu się na górę wchodzi tu? Zabij twoich towarzystw. Zastrzelonych, o ile podasz odpowiednią kasetę.
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled? You might want to consider changing your clothes more often.
Okej. Tam. To
Mam
nie jest
16,2 staty.
A ty z jej pokój.
Mi się wydaje, że Silvery dobiera na sam początek.
Też tak sądzę. Nie mogę. Lol. I cyk, komputerka. Pionier. Taki na pionier.
Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
Thank you.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss balls do that.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Be seeing you.
I picked up this weird signal via... Today it was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives in this wasteland. You're hearing things.
No, seriously.
Bizzo's Knock You Out Bar, a CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
This is Healthy on You. We interrupt your regular programming.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven, just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find his secret,
Wiesz co dostałem?
might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for
Najwięcej
inside
samodzielnie
information on their
wybitych drużyn
competitors.
2.
The
Czaisz?
more we
Ugrałem
help the corps
dwie
fight each
sytuacje,
other,
w których
the
zostałem
less
1 na
time we've
5.
got to meddle in our affairs.
To jest
Don't
Kacper,
forget to
taki
come find
poziom,
Gladys when you're done.
że naprawdę. Zrobiłem screena i dodam na to konto, co?
Just something I tossed together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Tylko to mogę jej sprzedać.
Great law, is it hot in here? Or is it just my glands acting up again? Yes, dearie? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Cukierki dostałem.
To nie są cukierki.
Bez kitu.
Go back to Byzantium.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
O, simple
However,
enemy.
before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? What? Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I'll send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, only... Oh no, oh no.
Wiesz co za godzina? 21:37.
Lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything.
Faktycznie.
Wiesz co to oznacza?
Kurwa, śmiesz.
I needed money. A lot
To
of
czy nie
money,
wiesz?
quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Though it might surprise you.
Привет.
There's no call for that kind of talk. No, I should apologize. I can't help being rather on edge. I really do need that seal, you see. Rather desperately. I can't grant you access to Byzantium without it. If the board learned of my foolishness, why... by the law, they'd fire me. I absolutely would not. The board isn't even the worst of it. Gladys intends to sell it to the highest bidder. She's demanded I provide her with proof of its authenticity. And if I refuse, she'll have those goons at Sublight Salvage throw me down the waste disposal shaft. A spicy little pickle entirely of my own making. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made, well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return. Now, is there any way in which I might assist you?
I'm not going anywhere, dear.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Depends. What are you planning to do with it? See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be a treat if you like that kind of thing. All right, I'll sell it to you. But it's gonna cost you dear.
8 000.
Anything else, dear?
Ja.
Anytime,
Chyba
sweetheart.
nie ma tu ten.
You know where to find me.
A ile ja mam? 640. Dobra.
Your whole family.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by, just to take a closer look. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
Może ci dołączył.
Somehow, I always find my way back to the groundbreaker. Whatever you say, boss. I'll see you back there.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
Microphone muted.
I się tutaj zmutuję. Jeśli to trafi na YouTube'a, to dzięki wam bardzo serdeczne za oglądanie tej gry. Pojawi się więcej na kolejnych streamach i fajnie by było chyba, jakbym nagrał Duma w odcinkach normalnie. Więc na razie cześć, albo Drag Simulator jeszcze jakiś. Pa pa!